Jared, and I thought I would do a live react read through of the technical alpha learnings post that has just been posted on the Blizzard website regarding the Diablo 2 Resurrected changes since the tech alpha. I don't usually do these, so this is a bit new to me. So feel free to leave feedback, but essentially I'm going to just read through what they've put, because obviously there's accessibility issues for some works, and then react to it and give you my opinions and thoughts as we go through. So here is the blog. It was posted mere minutes ago, so we're jumping right into it. So this is the technical alpha learnings post. It was posted today, like I said, just a few seconds ago. And yeah, let's begin. So evil has survived. More than 20 years after the release of Diablo 2, fans and new players alike returned to the timeless classic in the Diablo 2 Resurrected Technical Alpha. From the beginning, we've set out to make a game that would honor the legacy of the original. Whether you participated directly in the playtest, sent us valuable feedback, or watched the game during a live stream, your input has been greatly appreciated. Following the April test, the Diablo 2 Resurrected team continues to make significant progress towards getting the game into everyone's hands. Today, we're thrilled to share what we learned from the technical alpha, leading to key visual improvements, quality of life and accessibility changes, and more. For now, let's explore how your feedback is helping us return you to hell like you've never seen it before. Please note, Diablo 2 Resurrected is still in development. Game content discussed in this blog is not final. Blah, blah, blah. Table of contents, lovely. Art and visuals. Our team of artists has remastered this old-school action RPG with the graphical fidelity of the current generation. They've taken great care to advance the visuals of monsters, heroes, items, and spells while preserving the familiar aesthetic of the original. We hope Diablo 2 Resurrected reignites treasured memories of the gaming's past. For veteran players and new players, we hope it captures the same wonder and awe felt by fans 2 decades ago. We already knew this. They're pretty, hardcore. They're going ham with keeping things as one-to-one as possible, with a few quality of life things, which obviously they're going to discuss in this blog. Visual effects updates. So lightning. So there was a bit of controversy about it. I didn't actually see any of it. I just heard about it, so I can't really comment. But something was up regarding lightning. So the sorceress may use lightning, a powerful skill which shoots a bolt of electricity from the sorceress's fingertips. Based on community feedback, the lightning visual effects has been enhanced with a whiter and thicker visualization that is more reminiscent to the original visual effects. Okay. Do they show us that? No, I guess not. But they have got a GIF for Blizzard. So the sorceress may summon an ice storm to rain cold death onto her enemies. Like lightning, the visual effects for this spell have been adjusted to better capture the destructive force of the original. So rather than just going straight down, it comes at an angle. Which I feel, to be fair, when you do like a 1-for-1 comparison, it does come at a very slight angle. And apparently people really wanted it to be obvious. The extra speed, I think it does look faster there. Yes, the extra speed is definitely a nice touch. I appreciate the extra speed, but the angle wasn't that bothered personally. Holy Freeze. Using this aura, the paladin can constantly slow and freeze enemies in near proximity. The visual effects for this AoE aura has been updated to better represent the distinct wispiness and colors from the original game. Okay, they're not showing us that one apparently. Monster targets. The visual effects for when monsters are damaged or immobilized by spells, i.e. cold spells, poisons, or other status effects, underwent a color revision based on community feedback. Okay. That just opens it in a new window. So is this what it looks like now? I actually avoided streams because I wasn't one of the people streaming. But I otherwise avoided them because I kind of wanted to surprise myself. Like, I obviously looking at updates and stuff like that. But have they just changed the shaders on it when it happens, maybe? I mean, sure, if that's what it looks like now, then yeah, that's fine. Animate animation updates, mana and health. The speed of the animation when mana and health return to your character now better aligns with the filling of the health and mana globes. Okay. Icon updates. Item colors. The color of scroll, gem, and potion icons have been amplified to bring out the more brilliant colors, bring more attention to the focus points, and add clarity to the image. Okay, so they've basically just upped the saturation essentially, which is fair. Like they did kind of look washed out, and I think it's okay for Diablo 2 Resurrected to look a little more unsaturated, because it will feel like an older game where a lot of the colors were quite bright and intense and very high contrast with each other, you know what I mean? Gems, yeah, they look cool. So a slightly closer gander. Okay. Very subtle with the gems, actually. I like it. I like it. And you got the skulls. I mean, fair enough. I think I actually kind of prefer this one, to be honest. Look a bit whitewashed. That's just me. I mean, some people probably had a huge wobbly about it. Gamers be gamers, right? Anyway. And then, oh, okay. Interesting. So in some, they actually just made it look a little bit more bland, in my opinion. At least with that shield. Took out some of the green. Quality of life. Now this is going to be interesting, because this obviously has the capacity to change aspects of the game, and I know the purists are going to be very, very upset with this, regardless of what is in here. But anyway, quality of life elements reflect a broad range of features designed to make games easier to play without impacting core gameplay. If appropriately implemented, quality of life changes can enrich the game's playability and make it more fun. For Diablo 2 Resurrected, we wanted to streamline this experience without compromising what made the original game memorable. There are so many unique quirks and systems in this game that, if modernized, would ultimately sabotage the original experience we adore. So we've exercised restraint to protect the authentic experience whilst considering player feedback throughout our development process. I remarked on this in a previous video. The feedback that they've been getting, the vast majority of it has actually been like, we're okay with changes. Like, if they want to do patches going forward in the future, adding content and stuff like that, the vast majority of the people that were in these surveys that they've put out, and some fan-made surveys that were done as well, all of it has said, yeah, we're okay with it. And to be honest, so am I. Like, there are going to be a lot of things, like I've tried going back to old Diablo 2 and to even Diablo 1, and there were things that haven't aged well, where I've been spoilt by modern games. Like the simple act of being able to run is like a huge thing in Diablo, in comparison to Diablo 1, for example. When you play Diablo 1, you're walking everywhere, you're just like, we could stop, kind of thing, and you just want to be able to run. So little quality of life changes going forward, I can definitely appreciate, and even just some outright changes or additions to the game, I would be okay with. Accessibility. Accessibility is always a good thing. From auto gold pickup, large font modes, UI scaling for PC players, and gamma contrast settings to enhance readability, we've taken strides to equip players with customization options to suit their needs. With these options, players may tweak the visibility of the HUD and graphics, finding the ideal balance between beautiful and gritty, or whatever their preference may be. We'll be touching on our efforts to make Diablo 2 Resurrected more accessible in a later, more detailed blog post. Okay, so we'll be getting a couple more before release. It's good to know. User interface settings, item names toggle update. So is there just a tick box that they've done? Oh, so always on is I assume what that means, rather than having to hold alt, which would be a very nice change, frankly. We heard you loud and clear. Now you can choose to have item names be toggled on or off with the press of a button, or keep the original press and hold method. Definitely prefer the toggle. We leave it at your discretion. Go to your user interface settings to toggle item names on or off. There are going to be people who are pissed off about that. That it just exists. And they have really no need to be pissed off about it, because they can still have it the old way, you know what I mean? but they'll be upset that other people aren't playing it the same way. Shared stash, tab and storage updates. Ooh, okay. Sorry, I thought I was going to burp. I did not burp. After careful deliberation, the shared stash will now have 3 tabs rather than just one. Many players felt one tab wasn't enough when it comes to a player's personal storage chest. We understand it's serious business. This change will enable players to better organize their loot across 3 tabs, 100 slots each, storage space, and store many more items. You know what? That's fine. It's, again, that would be something to be very arbitrarily angry about. I think it's definitely a lot better to have 3, because back on Battle.net 1.0, I literally had an entire count. I think it was 8 characters maximum, potentially, and I had like entire counts just dedicated to like runes. So never mind like all the other items and stuff. So I'm not surprised that that was asked for, and I'm glad that they've implemented it. Compare tooltip toggle update. The compare tooltip that propagated on every item hold button to compare can now be toggled on or off in the user interface settings under show item tooltips. Tooltips? Oh dear. Tooltip hotkeys. Many players thought this prompt added unnecessary clutter to their HUD. That makes sense. I mean, you're probably either going to have it always on or always off. I feel like very rare would you want to toggle it. So having something tell you that you can toggle it is kind of annoying. So yeah, I get that. I probably wouldn't have complained about it in the first place though, but you know, that's just me. Auto map improvement. The auto map has always enabled players to better navigate the game by providing a faint overlay of their level by clicking the tab key. We've implemented new assets to improve the readability of the auto map. For example, the faint overlays of color has been tweaked so they don't blend too much into the game world where players are exploring. Huh. I can't remember what the map looked like. I don't think any of these screenshots will showcase it. In the revised game, I don't think I've actually noticed it. But one thing I did like about the Diablo 2 map was you could leave it up on screen very, very easily and not really have to tweak it very much. I think I made mine a little bit fainter. And like many players, I have it up on screen all the time. So potentially if the colors are a bit more distinct, that could be a bad thing, but who knows? Who knows? Some people hate having the map up. Like the amount of times I've seen streams where I've been streaming and people are like, take the map off, I can't see. It's like, listen, I need to know where I'm going. So it's a bit of a tough one to balance that, as it were. The initial map settings caused some confusion in technical alpha. Now there will be a single map option with 3 settings. Those settings will be left minimap, right minimap, and center full screen. Simply enable your preference for how you want your map displayed on your HUD. Okay, I'm pretty sure that's how it was originally, wasn't it? Did they change that for the alpha? I swear the settings, you could just slightly move it where it was on the screen. Miscellaneous updates. Clock added. Hell, it's about time. Based on many requests, a clock has been added to Diablo 2 Resurrected. To enable the clock, go to your user interface settings and click the checkbox next to clock. I mean, sure, like, people who need this clock, I'm pretty sure will have a phone on their desk or somewhere. I realize that sounds like, don't you people have phones? Like, that's not what this is, but like, I feel like most people have something that tells them the time. So having one in game just for that slight convenience, I mean, it seems a bit unnecessary, but maybe it wasn't that tough to implement, so who knows. Loading screen character vulnerability and time. Characters will no longer spawn in a hostile place until the game is fully loaded, preventing characters from getting attacked or harmed during a loading screen. Additionally, the overall load times will be faster. So I'm guessing this means from level to level. So like if you went down into the Den of Evil, and as soon as you can load into the entrance, you're not immediately attacked, I'm guessing is what that implies. Maybe that was an issue. Based on community feedback, we've removed extra grunts and yelps that were initially added. Extra grunts and yelps? Was that from the characters or monsters? Who knows? Again, it seems like a very odd bit of criticism, but we'll see. The improvements detailed above are just some examples of the changes we've made to improve Diablo 2 Resurrected based on player feedback following the technical alpha test. To all who participated, thank you. The bug reports, constructive criticism, and data provided by playtesting were vital to making these changes. As we progress with more tests, we'll continue to be vigilant observers as we learn more from your experience and playing Diablo 2 Resurrected. What's next? A good question. This August, players will be able to experience these latest changes firsthand. For a limited time, the gates of hell will reopen, allowing players who pre-ordered Diablo 2 Resurrected to step into Sanctuary in the early access beta. Soon after, all players, both PC and console, will also have the chance to confront the demons of the burning hells in the open beta. Rallying your friends together, you'll be able to play between 5 different classes: the Amazon, the Barbarian, Paladin, Sorceress, and Druid, with access to many unique skills, and cooperatively form a party with up to 8 players. I wonder why only those 5, and why not the Necromancer and Assassin. That's interesting. When we started working on Diablo 2 Resurrected, we were humbled by such an incredible opportunity to plunge into the past and rebuild our nostalgia. We also recognized that the original game is a classic for a reason, so we've had to be prudent. So many people, us included, loved this game and want to see it reimagined authentically. We want to do right by this game and its players. Since our announcement at BlizzCon Online, it's been an incredible journey of development. Our collaboration with the community has given us the confidence and motivation to craft a title worthy of your expectations. As we move forward, we implore you to continue sharing your feedback and accounts of your experience. These learnings will help us mold the Diablo 2 remaster we've dreamed of. We can't wait to share more about this labor of love, so stay dialed in on the Diablo 2 channels for more updates to come on this front, especially as the open beta approaches. And please share your impressions on the official Diablo 2 forums and the Diablo Reddit, blah blah blah. If you want to learn more, all those questions. So yeah, like I'm quite looking forward to Diablo 2 Resurrected personally. It is one of my favorite games. I think Vicarious Visions have been doing an outstanding job of just making everything so authentic and feel like it was, but also modernizing at the same time. I think the way they've approached it has been amazing, with the whole overlaying the engine on top of the original game. So all the things that applied to the classic version, for lack of a better phrase, still is in play. So things like breakpoints and the other percentages that are a lie. I'll do a video on that at some point as well, probably closer to maybe the open beta, talking about breakpoints and how they work. Because those of you who don't know, the percentages in Diablo 2, they're a lie. They're an absolute lie. But that's for another video. Yes, I think we've got a very promising product here. I commonly see people going, "Oh, but Warcraft 3 reforged," and I can appreciate the cynicism, but it's an entirely different team at the end of the day. A team reputed for absolutely smashing out remasters and doing them like perfectly without complaint. There are going to be some people, that probably the purists, who are going to be upset that you can auto pick up gold now and things like that. But frankly, they're all very asinine things to be upset about, in my opinion. But you know, c'est la vie. But yes, that is the update. I hope you enjoyed me reading through it and giving a bit of spice to it, if that's how you want to describe it. Otherwise, I stream on Twitch. If you want to hang out at any point, it's twitch.tv/Brian the Pirate. It can also be found on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, technically Facebook, but I never post on it, so don't bother. But everywhere else, at Brian the Pirate, essentially. And I also have a Guilded server, which is likewise Brian the Pirate. So if you want to join, be sure to apply, and you get to hang out and have conversations with me when I'm not streaming and all that shenanigans. Otherwise, thanks for watching. Subscribe, like, all that bollocks. Always get yourself a cake. Bye-bye.